Okay, so today let's talk about file path traversal. So we have already seen the different types of file path traversal vulnerabilities that we can find in the web application. But today, particularly, we will be talking about the traversal sequences stripped with superfluous URL decode. Now, what does that mean? So let's understand. So what it is? So file path traversal, we have already discussed the basic. You know what that means. It is that we are able to traverse the directories present in the web application, which we generally shouldn't have access to. Okay, so that's the basic definition for file path traversal. Now, what is strip sequences? Strip sequences means removing the patterns, removing this pattern. Now, what is this pattern? This pattern we use generally to do the file path traversing. Okay, now strip sequences removing this happens at the server side, so we'll understand this in much detail when we'll look at the example. Now, what do you mean by superfluous URL decode? Then the application performs an extra unnecessary URL decoding step which converts the encoded characters, that is this to this, back to their original format. Okay, so we will just look at the example, then all these concepts would be more clearer. Okay, so let's move forward. So exploitation via double encoding. Now, what is this thing? So payload creation. So for example, whenever we are doing any kind of directory traversal, what is the normal format that we follow is that the double dots and the forward slash double dot forward slash, and accordingly we put the file name, or maybe we try with different kind of formats. Okay, so this is normally the path that we use. Then what is single encoding? Now what happens is that the web application encodes the input so that the user is not able to access the directory. So how so this is encoded using a certain kind of format. Okay, so this is what we do to encode. This is called a single encoding because it is happening just one time. Now, what is double encode? Double encoded means that this payload is again encoded using the particular format, and this is the output that you receive. Now, what is the process that happens at the server side? So this is the client side format. But how, what will happen when this kind of encoded string reaches the server? Okay, so what server does is that the server decodes once. That means what it does is that it will decode this format back to this format, right? So see, this would be converted back to this, yielding this format, that config.txt. Okay, the filter says no literals. Of course, as it is in this format, there is no literal present. That means the dot dot and forward slash. So it does not strip anything, because according to the logic, if you found this, then it would be stripping the particular format. But as this is found after decoding, it does not strip anything. Now this is not the issue, but what is the issue is that the app's extra decode turns this into this format. Now it should stop here, right? But suppose if there is an extra unnecessary you can say logic setup on the server, that it has to decode it twice. So what it will happen is that first you are converting this to this format, but it is again decoding. Then what is happening is that the input is again converted to this format, right? And this is passed to the server as the input. So what happened is that it results in reconstructing that malicious path, and in short, you get access to the config.txt file. So as it is written, the app then access the restricted file. So this is how it happens. Now what we will do is that, so we will look at a particular example, so we'll understand the concept more clearly. So let's move to the practical. Okay, so today we'll be looking at one of the Portsfigure labs. So to find this lab, go to all content, all labs, and in the part traversal, you can find this particular lab. Okay, so let's understand the content. This lab contains a part traversal vulnerability in the display of product images. Okay, now remember this thing, the application blocks input containing part traversal sequences. So it generally is blocking if you give that format, that is dot dot forward slash, and okay, so it then performs a URL decode of the input before using it. So this happens at the server side. Okay, to solve the lab, retrieve the contents of etc password file. Okay, got it. I've already started the lab. Now what I'm going to do is that I'll just copy this, and we will open the Burp Suite browser itself, and we will paste it here. Okay, and now what is the next thing that I will be doing is that I'll just turn on the intercept. Okay, and we will click on one of the product here. Okay, so we have captured the request and we'll forward it. It says product ID. Okay, fine, let's move forward. Okay, this is interesting. So if you remember the question, it said that vulnerability can be found in the display of product images, remember that thing? So here we can see this is an image kind of request. So maybe what we will do, we'll send this to repeater. I'll stop the intercept for now. So maybe we can find the vulnerability here. So what I'm going to do is that, let's see if we find something here. Send. No, this is not gonna work anyways, but we are still trying. Let's put these things. No, because that it is already said that it will remove the part traversal sequences. Now what you have to do is that we will select this payload, and if you right click and go to this convert selection, go to the URL section. Okay, and then you have to click on URL encode all characters. Okay, this will encode the input. Now we will send. Okay, nothing. Now what we will do is that we will encode it for the second time. Again, go to convert selection, URL encode all characters. Now let's see. Okay, we got 200. Okay, and this is the content of etc password directory. You can see all the username and all the data here. So we have got the access to the password directory. So this is how it worked. It was having, it did decoding for twice, and hence we were able to get this file. Okay, now let's see. You have got this. Congratulations, you solved the lab. So this is how we were able to solve this lab, by doing the encoding twice. This shows that at the server side it was decoded twice and we got this result. Okay, so thank you for watching. Have a good day.